Thank you for tuning in and welcome back, team. Let's get real about your money today. At some point, most of us are going to experience a situation where our spouse or a significant other is going to either have to take some time away from work to take care of a loved one, or perhaps they're going to be let go from a job, or perhaps they want to become a stay-at-home mom or a stay-at-home dad and take care of the kids in the household, right? So how does a couple live on one income and one income alone? Well, in today's episode, you're about to learn 5 money strategies for couples living on one income. My name is Andrew Finney, your real estate geek. If you need help finding a top agent where you live, or if you simply want to drop me a line and say hello, my contact info is below. If you're new here, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel now and like this video. For reference, I upload 6 days a week, so be sure to tap that bell icon if you want YouTube to let you know when there's another video ready just for you. Okay, team, so let's take a closer look at this. You know, just like we were talking about in the lead in here, a lot of people are going to go into a situation at some point in life and find themselves living on one income. This video today is specifically for couples, for people that are together, especially whenever you have the life circumstances that come up that they need to take care of a loved one, they have unforeseen medical expenses, perhaps they get sick unfortunately, and you're down to that one income. So how are you going to make this happen, and how are you going to stay afloat and continue living the good life that you live now? It's a great question. So let's go ahead and lead in with money strategy number 1. Money strategy number 1 is deciding how each of you are going to contribute to your household. Now, I'd like to lead in right here. It's very important to maintain and always have open, honest communication and work as a team and have inclusiveness and togetherness in your relationship. Kind of sounds like a no-brainer whenever you're with a loved one and it's your significant other, your spouse, right? But sometimes we get so focused on the money things and it can drive a wedge in between the couple. So please make sure that you maintain your respect, your openness, your honesty, and have a loving and respectful conversation with your significant other, especially as money matters. Don't let money separate you from your loved one, okay? So regardless of who ends up as the sole income earner, it's important for each of you to feel that you are still contributing. So if you have the one that's going to be the breadwinner, so to speak, they're going to be bringing the income into the house. What is the other person in the partnership going to do? What is the other person going to do, right? So one partner might be generating income and he or she may feel more entitled to spend it, and it's important. It goes back to that togetherness and teamwork, not to feel that way, and make sure that we're contributing, with the understanding that the one spouse that's generating the income, he or she's bringing in the money, and the other one is managing the household. And if you have kids or something, let me tell you, stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home dad work is no joke. There's been some studies that were done on that, like if they were really paid, how much they're really due for that kind of work, and all the tasks that go along with being a stay-at-home parent. Wow, they would be a 6-digit earner very, very easily, because it's like being a CEO of a household, tracking financials, budget, taking care of the kids, daycare expenses, right? Cleaning and all kinds of other stuff. So figure out how each partner is going to contribute into your household and stick with that plan, okay? Money strategy number 2 is a test before you transition. It's extremely important to always test, especially if you have the ability. Let's say that you know for a fact. I mean, obviously if you're getting ready to have a baby or something, right? Or you have kids, it's a known variable. You know it's coming and you know that you can plan for it. Some of the things that we can't always plan for is when someone gets sick, but sometimes if we have a little bit of a forewarning maybe from the doctor that our spouse's health is not going as well as planned, or maybe a family member's health isn't going as well as planned or something, we have a little bit of time to go ahead and prepare for the loss of that income when that time comes. So when that happens, what we can do is about 60 to 90 days ahead of time, a minimum, please, at a minimum of 60 days ahead of time, what you want to do is you want to start testing the transition. And the way that you do that is you're both going to be working, right? But the one that is going to be the single income earner for the family is going to be the one that's paying out all the bills and all of your livelihood right now. So what you got to do as a partnership, what you got to do together as a team, is go ahead and start recognizing, oh wow, we used to eat out a lot. We used to spend like $125, $250 a week on eating out. Well, that's a really quick savings right there of $500 to $1,000 that you can put back into your account. Or maybe you like to go out and spend money on entertainment a lot. Maybe that accounted for $300 or $400, maybe $500 or more of your budget, right? So by recognizing what kind of spending that you can reduce or leastways take down, you don't have to take it all the way out, right? You still want to have fun, let's be real. But at the same time, you can go ahead and start planning on scaling it back so that you can scale up the plan for the transition. Now that other spouse is still working, so what are you going to do with this income? It'd be extremely prudent to go ahead and stash that money away into your savings account. Go ahead and squirrel it away. Just go ahead and put it there and don't touch it. And no cheating on this. don't touch that money, because you'll really appreciate yourself once you can get through the 60-day, the 90-day challenge, right? Let's just call it a 90-day challenge, because if you have 3 months of reserves built up, you're gonna love it. So then you can start identifying, okay, where's the undoing in the family budget? Was it the meal planning? Were we spending too much on groceries? Were we budgeting too much for entertainment and too much for eating out, too much for whatever, right? So there's costs that you're gonna cut, and they're gonna become immediately identifiable when you start living on just one income. Better to plan for this and prepare for success than to just be thrown in that position and causing a lot of stress in your life when it's unnecessary, okay? Now, the good silver lining here, of course, is if you do need to go ahead and touch it, I know I said no cheating, but it's a transition, right? It's okay. Give yourself a little bit of slack. If you need a little bit of money, to go ahead and put it in and balance out your budget. The idea is that you're taken care of the whole way through. This is a test for the transition to come, okay? The money strategy number 3 is to track every expense. So you want to track all of your expenses. So if you're not already using software or spreadsheets to track your expenses, this is an adjustment period. The 60 to 90-day challenge here is going to be the adjustment period. And there's a lot of very helpful apps and tools out there like mint.com, Empower Me. You know, there's a lot of different things out there. You know, maybe your bank even has a money tracker in it. Maybe your credit card company does. You can go ahead and tap it into your actual bank account so it's in real time. You can begin tracking your expenses on how much you're spending for fuel, utilities, food, entertainment, all that kind of stuff, right? And you can go ahead and look, put that thing on like a pie chart, a bar graph, a line graph, whatever you like graph, right? And go ahead and identify where you're spending a lot of money, because my guess is, in a conversation with people in real estate, when I'm talking to them about buying a home, and I've had to do budgets and help people with budgets every so often, when they start tracking their expenses, their mind just goes poof. How much money they were just spending on unnecessaries. You know, some people is like, go to the store, they'd see something, they didn't realize that, oh wow, I can go buy this, it's like 3 for $25 or whatever, and they go and buy it, and I ask them, how many of those did you use? Oh, I haven't used any. Then why'd you buy it? It's 25 bucks. Well, you know, it's not that big of a deal, I only do it every now and then. Come to find out, every now and then was like every 2 or 3 days. And if you're spending 25 bucks every 2 to 3 days, that adds up over the course of a month to well over $500, right? So let's be real about that cost, and let's track your expenses, and it'll gonna help you discipline your money. One of the beauties of learning to do this is that if you don't have a retirement account, if you don't currently have a savings account, if you don't yet have an emergency fund account, by learning to track your expenses and this plan here, you're gonna be well prepared to have all 3. Your emergency account, your fund account, your dream account, your retirement account. You're gonna have any account that you want, because you're gonna learn to discipline yourself and manage your finances very, very well. That's how people get ahead in life, and that's how you can too, to make sure that you're ready for success whenever you get ready to go into your golden years of retirement, okay? So the 4th money strategy here is to cut your costs strategically and creatively. Again, go through all of your expenses as a couple and see what can be reduced quickly and easily. There's some expenses right off the top you're like, yeah, I don't need that. And it's gonna be a painless transition. And then there's some of those ones that you're gonna have to be a little bit creative about, right? So, I mean, like costs like entertainment and grocery bills are often the most inflated expense categories. Let's face it, we like to eat, we gotta eat, and most of us enjoy eating. I don't know about you, but I do. Do you enjoy eating? Tell me what you like down below. That's kind of just a random question there, but hey, why not? Tell me what you like eating. I like Mexican food. I'm a big fan of like BLTs and stuff like that. So hey, you know, just putting it out there. Anyways, those are expenses that we can do away with pretty quick, because they're inflated expense categories, and we can go ahead and say, okay, instead of getting the name brand stuff at the grocery store, why don't we buy the store brand? That alone can save you hundreds of dollars a month just by going from name brand to store brand. And it's just as good. It's just as good. I buy store brand all the time. It doesn't matter if I was earning, you know, let's say that some stars and planets aligned or something, and I started earning $1 billion a day, which by the way, I don't see for happening anytime soon. But if I earned $1 billion a day, guess what? I would still buy the store brand. Why? Because it's fiscally prudent and it's the right thing to do for the household budget, right? You can too. So you can do this. I believe in you. You can do this, okay? So in addition to cutting back, challenge yourself to renegotiate as many of your expenses as possible. Find out what you can sacrifice and find out what you can easily let go of. So whenever this transition this test to the transition becomes a real transition, you're very well prepared. Now see what you can renegotiate with, like maybe your car insurance, your homeowner's insurance, maybe if you're renting, your renter's insurance. When's the last time you called your cable company and threatened them that you were going to go somewhere else if they didn't give you a better price? Maybe they'll give you a better price if you do that, right? Do the same thing with your cell phone bills. See how much stuff you can actually reduce and renegotiate by just asking the question. After all, if we never ask the question, then we never know what the answer is. But by asking the question, we stand a 50-50 shot of getting a yes, just by asking a question. Why not? Go ahead and ask. The fifth money strategy here is Communicate, communicate, communicate. I led in this episode with open, honest communication, teamwork, and togetherness, okay? Managing money successfully is like everything else in a relationship. It relies on that open, honest communication with yourself and with your significant other. Respect each other and try not to take snipes at each other every now and then. I mean, that stuff happens, right? But you got to try to balance that and just look at it. I mean, obviously you're in a relationship for a reason. You love each other and you're there together for a reason. Partner and become a team, and don't let money be a dividing wedge for you and your spouse. There's no reason for it. Money comes and goes in the course of life. You're going to be periods of time where you earn a lot of money. There's going to be periods of time where you don't. But when you're planning to live on one income, respect each other and plan it out ahead of time. And just as a personal side note here, I normally look at a successful relationship as having 5 pillars, right? There's 5 pillars to a successful relationship. And those pillars are love, respect, admiration, understanding, and acceptance. With those 5 pillars, with love, respect, admiration, understanding, and acceptance for each other and for yourself, you'll find yourself able to tackle any of life's challenge, whether it's money challenges, whether it's other challenges, or just stressors in life. Maintaining your 5 pillars to your core self and to each other, for each other, will ensure that you have a long and prosperous relationship. So now what I'd like you to do is tell me what you're thinking about this episode in the comment section below. What was the biggest takeaway that you got, and what tip would you like to share with our community to help us learn and grow, especially when we're planning to live on just one income as a couple, okay? Of course, I'm gonna go ahead and pop up my contact information if you wanna reach out to me and just to say hi. I always love to hear from you. At the same time, if you need help finding a top agent, just let me know. I'm here for you, okay? If you haven't already done so, I'm going to ask you to do 3 things. Number 1, please subscribe to this channel. Number 2, please like this video. Number 3, please share this video around with someone you know is going to be able to help, because just like you, I'm sure you have a friend or family member right now that's facing this very real occurrence of living as a couple or a family on one income, and this would help them out. Please share it with them. Thank you. Now, in between now and next time, I'm wishing you and yours a lifetime full of love, wealth, abundance, and happiness. Thank you so much for watching today, team, and enjoy an amazing day.